Okay, Nick, let's kind of take a look at a couple videos, right? The one on the left is the one you sent me just yesterday. The one on the right is from the meet, the last home meet you had, right? So, and this is the one I broke down where you were kind of really leaning to the right a little, and we were trying to correct that. So the good news is that you're working on correcting it, and you're doing some great things on the one on the left. It's just you've kind of overcompensated, right? So you're working on finding your balance, but right now you're kind of you've gone too far, right? So we're gonna kind of take a look at that. So let's take a look at these videos and we can watch. Okay, so we're gonna kind of put them into perspective here. Let's see if I can kind of zoom in a little. There we go. To kind of look at your positions, right? So I mean your positions are relatively the same, right? I mean we can look at the positions and kind of see where things change. I mean I'm not sure if you can see from here. Okay, I don't know if you noticed, but you're kind of diving, right? You're diving in here. I mean, your position on the right is a lot more upright, and your position on the left, you're kind of leaning in, which is sometimes happens to you. Not really a huge deal, but it's what's going to happen here that's the difference, right? So if we go to the position here where your foot's just getting ready to lift off the ground, right? So right there. Okay, and I'd like to see this arm a little higher, but again, not really a big deal. You're definitely when you look at your body position again, you're diving a little more. But let's get to the point here. Okay, when you land. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see your body position here, right? You can tell. I mean, if you watch the video, right, where's your momentum taking you, right? It's taking you kind of this way. You can tell you're about to collapse, right? Your heel's about to collapse, and you're about to kind of fall this way, right? That's what you're gonna do. I mean, I don't even need to watch the video to know, right? So there, I mean, you're basically this foot, right, is coming around and boom, it's coming down as fast as it can because otherwise you're gonna be leaned over even more. So there, you've landed, right? Where's your body, right? It's in that lean that we're trying to get rid of. Okay, so that's the old Nick. Okay, so here you're again. We're gonna look at this video. Now you've landed, right? You've landed. You can tell you have a little more torque in your leg, which is good. Okay, but as you come around here, right, you come down, boom, 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 right? So now you're here, you're down. I love this position, man. I mean, you're straight up and down. I mean, when you look at this in a screenshot, I mean, you look awesome here. I mean, this is where you're ready to throw, right? The problem is that what you can't see in the video, right, isn't that your momentum is square, right? Your disc is going to be coming around, swinging around really nice and flat and high, and you're gonna release in a good way, right? What we can't see in the video is that your momentum is going this way, right? You're actually falling, kind of falling backwards. Okay, and what happens here is again, I think part of it has to do with the orbit of your disc, right? But a lot of it again it has to do with your foot and your hip, right? Watch as we advance the video on this side. Okay, watch your foot. Okay, it's right here. Go, it's pointed this way. Okay, your toe, which has a lot to do with your hip, right? And you don't really get it through, okay? I mean, your disc behind you. I mean, your momentum is crazy pulling you this way, okay? And this is where it goes wrong, right? I mean it's your momentum. You can't see it in this one, but when you see here, it really shows you what's gone on, right? So if we watch this and you see you're pulling, right? Your whole body is, you're standing this way, but your body's really even more trying to pull you this way, okay? And I think it kind of last night I was thinking about the shot, and how you've gotten a lot better um, in your shot, and you don't dip anymore. And I think the positions that you're hitting in the shot, you're trying to kind of hit the same positions in the disc, and because the disc is a lot lighter, it doesn't hold you back as much, right? I mean, in the shot, I mean, if your momentum is kind of carrying this way, but you've got that 12-pound shot on you, it kind of hold you more vertical, right? But with the disc, it's light, right? So you come around with all your force, and you're just, and if your balance is pushing you this way, it's just gonna rip you off to the left, right? So then, I mean, obviously you see this position is just not good, right? And we come around here and we can see, in this case, right, you're able to square up, right? But again, your toes off the ground. I mean, you're not getting anything into this. If you notice in this video, your foot is actually, your foot's just there. It's come off the ground right there. Okay, so let's go back to this one. Okay. So in this case, when we look at, you see in this one, right, you're pointed off this way, right? And you're able to, kind of get it around right here, right? And then the disc flies straight out, okay? But in this case, right, now you're instead of being this way, right, now your momentum's carrying you this way, and it really just throws you off, right? I mean, you get no power in the disc at all because you don't get any drive in it. I mean, you can't, your feet are, you're up on both toes here. I mean, in this case, your foot is flat. At least, your front foot's flat, right? So you're getting some kind of block right here, right? So you're blocking off your left, but in this case, right, you're getting no block at all. I mean, your watch your feet, watch your toes right there. I mean, they just rotate around, right? Just like that. I mean, you get nothing out of it, and that's why your disc aren't going anywhere. Okay. So again, if you can hit this position, and then at the same time, you got to get, if you're going to hit the right position, you got to come through with your hip, right? So from this position, instead of your disc swinging way down here, you got to get your hip around. You got to get your hip around so your momentum is this way, right? Don't let yourself fall back. And again, I think it's a timing and a rep issue. You just have to be aware that if you're throwing and you feel like, man, I'm all over the place, or I'm falling this way, right? My momentum is carrying me this way. It's a balance issue, right? And the balance issue is that when you land in the middle, right, you have to come and you have to drive through. You have to drive straight out, right? You have to turn your hip and drive straight through the front of the ring, instead of basically what's happening is that you're letting the disc come around right here, right? And you're not really, at this point, you should be driving, right? You should be driving through, but you're basically just standing there letting the disc come around, and instead of driving this way, the disc gets around to here, right, to here, and now you try and push on it, and you can't, and it just throws you this way, right? Because you basically already lost any drive you have. I mean, you're basically on your toe here. So when you hit the middle, right? So when you land here and you hit the middle right here, right? You're landing, your foot's torqued good, and as soon as as your foot's coming, as this leg is coming down like that, you should be this foot should be rotating, and you should be as soon as that foot gets around, again, it's just like in the shot. This foot should be rotated around. Your disc should be high and flat, and you should drive straight through the front of the ring. Don't let yourself fall back. So again, if we look at the video over here on the left, right, just to review, okay, if you can hit this position right here, I love this position, right? I mean, when I look at these two positions, this is the right position, the one I want to see. This is the wrong position, okay? But what we don't see in the video is your momentum's going here, right? In this video, your momentum is going here, right? What we want is your momentum to go straight through the center of the ring, right? So again, you're just kind of, you've overcompensated, you're kind of getting it felt out, trying to understand how to hit that balance position, right? And you'll know when you hit it because it'll feel right. But um, what I like about this one, I mean, your shoulders are a lot more level, right? So, you know, try not to um, basically swing your disc. Let's take a look here. So I mean, here your disc is flat, right? Let's take a look. So your disc is flat here, right? And you land right here, and your disc is still flat. I mean, you're still in good shape, okay? But from here, right, your disc, look, I mean, it's above your shoulder. I mean, it's in a good spot, right? But what happens is that where it starts to drop right here, now you've landed, okay? right in this position is when you should start, you know, getting your hip around and keeping your disc high, but boom, boom. Okay, there it goes. Now it's gone low like that. Okay, let's look over here. In this case, let's see if we can find the same position. Okay, your disc is right at your belt line. In this one, right, here's your belt line. Your disc is quite a bit lower, right? Because you have no drive. I mean, in this one, you can see, right, you're driving this way. In this one, you know, you're not driving anywhere, right? So drive through the center of the ring and just drive out just like you normally do. You know, you're so good at that. So just get used to that feeling again with the new position of not being so leaned over this way. Okay, just go out and keep working on it. I think it's a rep thing. I think you're doing well. I think your shot, I mean, obviously your shot's showing improvement, right? When you get that balance down in both, I mean, it's going to be good. So just keep after it.